Okay, so my name is Nikki Ferreira. I'm the Associate Director for Human Resources for iPrio. And I started my career in HR straight after university. So I studied industrial psychology at Stellenbosch and then ventured over to the UK and got onto a graduate scheme within the UK. Absolutely. I think that is 100% pivotal to an organisation's success and employees' engagement within that organisation. Unless you see the bigger picture, unless you see how your work contributes to the wider organisation, what it's striving to do and what it's striving to achieve, you won't necessarily be feeling valued or that you're able to contribute, that you can see the bigger picture, that you can see how everybody within the organisation is working towards the same goal and that you all have a part to play. So that in terms of engagement is extremely pivotal and one of the key aspects I would say in terms of being able to engage a workforce and be able to drive high performance. Yeah, so communication. Ultimately, it's about firstly establishing what the goals of the organisation are, what is the vision, what is it hoping to achieve, and to communicate that across the entire organisation so that every employee knows what they're working to and how their particular role sits within that. And so that ownership is wide and is spread throughout the organisation, is done through conversations with management, is done through regular feedback conversations, is communicating the bigger picture and where the role ultimately fits within the bigger picture. Yes, so I suppose in terms of employee feedback, most organisations will adopt an annual survey. This is probably more of a traditional stance in terms of gathering employee feedback and identifying what the main trends are, where are the big ticket items you need to focus on as an organisation. In terms of my personal preference and what I've seen in other organisations is moving to more of regular feedback, more informally, what is called pulse checks, so that you would, instead of doing a big annual survey once a year where the information is at one point in time, becomes pretty much out of date once the survey is filled out. You move into an operating rhythm where feedback is part of ongoing conversations. So you as a manager would engage with your workforce. Perhaps you would set on a quarterly basis just to do pulse checks in terms of key questions that you value as an organisation. And you move into that conversation where managers take the information, sit down, open up a conversation. That then brings to light what people are feeling in the moment, what are their current issues. You would look to understand what that feedback is, do problem solving, move to action immediately, and that cycle almost continues. And I find that a more natural, a more proactive, progressive way of listening, understanding, and ultimately taking action. And it's more ongoing, in the moment, and embedded into an organisation's actual operating rhythm, opposed to one big let's stand up at the end of the year and look how we've done and identify an action plan to build on for the next year, and that could become quite outdated quite quickly. So absolutely, I think we're in an age right now where people don't have time. We've had discussions about how there's so much information out there. So what would be really helpful is stuff that's quick in the moment, easy to digest, and easily to be actioned on. So I've been exposed to what was previously the large annual survey that would be done that would look at what are the key drivers within the organisation that drive engagement. Wellness would tend to be one of those engagement drivers. And then also exposure to the pulse checks, how you're feeling in the moment. Looking at, would you recommend the organisation as a place to work? Would you recommend the organisation for its products and services? And how are you feeling, in terms of your well-being?